without a doubt, Boba Fett is one of the most popular Star Wars characters, and he gets made into a lot of toys and a lot of different looks. He's also one of the most expensive figures to make because of all of the deco required to make him look movie accurate. There are still versions that we haven't gotten as a toy, but one that came out in the Saga era was kind of unique. One, because it was offered in two distinct decos, but also it's the only time we've ever gotten a Fett with a rocket blasting effect. And it was a pretty cool one. So this led off the next wave of classic trilogy figures, first released in kind of a blue, and then later with the Gold Stripe saga, the same figure was re-released in a little bit more of a lighter blue tint. So you could get the same figure in two different decos, and considering the fact that Fett does change his outfit between movies, yeah, there is some room. The figure was also kit bashed later on and given an action feature with a push down on the jetpack. So this one came out with the original trilogy collection, but we'll cover that one once we get to it. For now, talking about the two Fetts that were released as part of the Saga collection, one based more on the Empire look and one based more on the Jedi look, even though this is kind of a very Return of the Jedi version of Fett. So yeah, the actual armor is very different between, well, not very different, but it's noticeably different between movies. So this version, articulated legs, snap-on backpack, and, while it didn't have the action feature that the later re-release would, this is kind of our Sarlacc escape version. I mean, we've had that really awesome Unleashed pack that didn't have articulation, but caught Boba Fett in sort of mid-Sarlacc tentacle escape, even though it turned out that when he did finally escape on screen, this isn't exactly the way he did it. He just sort of crawled out of the mud. But that jet fire snap-on effect is really cool, and it's the only time that Fett has ever come with a rocket pack blast accessory in the 3 3/4 scale. So if you kind of wanted a cool Return of the Jedi version, and hey, get it in two different colors. Speaking of two different colors, the next figure also does that. All right, Hoth Rescue, a very interesting figure that includes accessories from previous figures, new accessories, and much like Fett is offered in two different colors. All right, so Han Solo and his famous Hoth jacket. Is it blue? Is it brown? Is it the camera lighting? Yeah, it's been a debate for a long time, and there's actually been quite a few variants of Hoth Han that even Hasbro has put out in the modern line. The very first one was odd that it had his sort of hat without the hood up, and then later on we got one with the jacket but without the rest of the outfit, which are both screen accurate. Well, this version was going to be Han actually out there in the cold, and the whole debate about, brown jacket, blue jacket has raged for decades. It is brown, factually. I've seen it at the Magic and the Myth display, which had some, Star Wars, the actual costumes. But because the original toy was blue, and it does kind of tend to look a little bluish in certain scenes because of the lighting, well, that original vintage toy does cast a very long shadow, and for years people are kind of expecting Han to have blue. So whether it's blue or brown, at least it's not the black jacket that this Bespin Han had on Power of the Force, which is completely wrong. He never wore a black jacket, but that's not important right now. All right, so blue jacket Hoth Han with the hood up. Yay. But they're not just going to stop there, because much like that Fett, this figure would be released in two different colors, both blue and brown, embracing the fact that, one tool, you could do two different decos, even if it's not correct, but fans embrace it. It's one of those sort of rare decos that's not movie accurate, but is completely embraced by the fans. And there would be many, many more versions of Hoth that would come out, both hood up, hat on, hat off, hood down. I mean, all sorts of different ways that the hat and the jacket seem to work. What's unique about this one is it also comes with a mask. I mean, not a Harrison Ford mask, but the actual faceplate that Han wears, as well as a lightsaber, Luke's lightsaber. It's the only time that Han has ever come with a lightsaber. He does use it, obviously, to open up the Tauntaun belly and keep Luke alive. And it's interesting that we've never had Han Solo with a lightsaber except this one. Not just the lightsaber and the face mask and his gun, but he also comes with that little, seeking device to find Luke on Hoth that was first issued with the white droid, protocol droid K-3PO in Power of the Jedi. So, hey, it's great to reuse already tooled accessories. So, armed up with his little beeping life-finding device, lightsaber, mask, and gun, it's a pretty cool Han, and has an action feature on the back that lets him swing the lightsaber with lightsaber swinging action. All right, rounding up this original trilogy release is the next Chewbacca, which comes with a pet. Well, not much as a pet, as much as something he's hunting. We haven't had that many Mynocks in any Star Wars lines, and the Chewies that we've gotten for the Saga collection have been pretty impressive, such as this Cloud City version that comes with C-3PO correctly messed up. We have gotten a Mynock before. We got one in the Mynock Hunt 3-pack in Power of the Force 2, and this is the exact same tool that we would now get with this Chewbacca, albeit in new colors, and it would include a suction cup on the mouth, as opposed to the previous one that was all plastic. But hey, a Mynock's a Mynock, and I'm not going to say no to that. So much like the previous Saga Chewie, that was kind of a definitive version from Cloud City, now we have a definitive version from inside the Space Slug, or Exegol, I think they're called. So yeah, Mynocks, crazy silicon-eating bat-type creatures that, even though they do play kind of a significant role in the film, they don't tend to get that many toys. I mean, we got our cute plush one, but you can kind of understand, since it was really just a handheld puppet that was split into multiple parts. In fact, the mouthpiece and then the wing piece was just a like on a stick, if you will. So hey, that's how the Mynock was done, just by waving that around. So yeah, cool. We got a Chewie, and we got Han and Fett in 2 different colors. Really cool releases for the original trilogy, and we're going to keep blasting our way through that in the exact release order of every figure, now that we're looking at the modern Hasbro line from Star Wars. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.